Murder. In most of the cases, people find it a tragedy. However, sometimes a case comes along that people celebrate. It may be because the victim was evil, or maybe it's because the crowd itself is just as evil as the ones they punish. Today we'll be reviewing the case of Among Us. This case has been solved by many colleagues before and even has been covered on YouTube. However, we're going to take the time to look over the death and figure out a more philosophical question: whether Among Us deserved to die. I decided to begin my investigation with some facts by looking over the case. Made in 2018, rose to fame out of nowhere in 2020 because of lockdowns. Quickly, it reached over 400,000 active players as soda pop-ins brought the game into the YouTube and streaming world. The game servers couldn't handle this many plays, and the servers were crashing, and at some point hackers were annoying everybody. The game's codebase was poorly developed, so the devs couldn't make updates to serve the community. The game started dying as the year changed to 2021, as it started to be seen as cringe. The game still has thousands of active players, because after all, if you're this big, you never just die instantly. You always go slowly in a coma over decades. But was Among Us really that cringe? I mean, sure, the language did get boring over a certain amount of time. Sussy Barker Among Us Imposter could only be funny for so long. However, personally, I didn't mind all this stupid language. It kind of started to become an early form of brain rot, but it was funny to use in an ironic sense, or even sometimes genuinely. Started to become a part of modern day vernacular. Sus, that imposter is sus. Man, did you see that man in the store? He was very suspicious. Sus like Among Us? It was an in-joke amongst gamers. Other games such as Friday Night Funkin' and Fall Guys also became popular at this time, but Friday Night Funkin', unlike the other two, did not die in the same way. It developed an active modding scene, something that Among Us could never do as a party game. But was Among Us really that cringe, or was it just hated because it was popular? Honestly, it was probably the first option. Me and my team of scientists have developed a strategy, a formula if you will, for determining the worth of a game. This is 100% scientifically accurate and in no way influenced by my biased opinions. Worth equals replayability times joy, where joy equals aesthetic plus gameplay feel. Let's begin reviewing the game by calculating the gameplay feel. The controls in this game are very simple but effective. The mini-games are engaging enough, and one of the most important features, the killing button, is very satisfying as it teleports you to whoever is close enough to be instantly killed, giving you feedback and sweet sleep dopamine like, hey, I just ended a human life. That is very enjoyable. Venting is also another satisfying mechanic of the game. You could easily teleport to any location as you liked, and it was thrilling to try not get caught. However, the fact that both of these mechanics are specific to the imposter means that one person is going to be having much better time than the others in most cases. Also, the voting process could be long, especially if someone was not willing to cooperate. Altogether, I'm going to give the Among Us gameplay feel a 3 out of 5. As for aesthetics, the cute characters and the well-designed music and maps give the game an overall great charm that is lost on most people nowadays if we've been desensitized to the stupid damn Among Us sussy imposter characters with all those damn memes. Stop posting about Among Us. I'm going to give the aesthetics a 4 out of 5. This leaves us with a joy score out of 7 out of 10. As for replayability, the lack of any sort of story coupled with the lack of variety ultimately leads to an overall low score. However, the new updates of the roles and also the events and the exclusive items gives it a bit of a boost. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. The frustrations in the game were obviously server crashing, hacking, but those are mostly gone now. The main frustration is that when people don't talk, the game loses all of its psychological aspects, which make up a large amount of the gameplay feel. Most people do not talk in public lobbies these days, which means the game has a few frustrations. I'm ultimately going to give it a 2 out of 5. This leaves us with a final score of 14 worthiness. I don't really know what that means. How do you calculate worth? I've been at this for like weeks now. It seems that no matter how hard I tried, I could not find a concrete or even really unprejudiced way of calculating worth. So at this point I decided to play the game with some friends to ask for help for a conclusion.
Oh my god!
After I played the game, I interrogated my friends to decide whether or not Among Us deserved to die. First of all, when was the last time you played Among Us?
I can't figure the exact date, sorry.
Tell me the last time you played Among Us! Slams desk.
It would have been probably, that time we did it as a group?
Which time?
You tell me.
Would it have been 2021?
No.
Exactly!
It was more recent than that.
2022, perhaps.
I think it was 2023.
No, you're supposed to get it wrong, so then I could be like, you fool! Actually, it was your birthday party.
I think it would have been a party last year.
Oh god, I have no clue, like 3 months ago, probably. No, I think I got on like one day to see what changed. I enjoyed playing today. I think it was really funny, a couple times that you guys got totally tricked. But also I got totally tricked that one time, and that was really, really funny.
I liked playing it. I liked playing it because, friends. I also like the, what's it called? Like the whodunit aspect of Among Us. That's something I really enjoy.
Like the investigation.
Even though I didn't get to participate in it very much because I died first almost every single round.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. Mostly I just enjoy deception games in general, but I find like the initial thing done by Among Us, while there are I think other games that done it like so better stuff, is having fun like practicing lying and inciting your friends. I find is quite fun. Yes.
If we ever play again, yeah, for sure that was fun. But not by myself, I don't think so. I think it's too scary in random lobbies.
Probably not with random people, because I really don't like playing Among Us with random people, because random people are really stupid and they make me really angry, but, if we play it as a group, yeah, probably. Oh. Among Us, when it first got popular, was still pretty good. Among Us now is definitely, I feel like, a lot more polished than Among Us back then was.
Well, it's definitely a lot more complicated. I remember back in 2020 you just had Imposter and Crewmate, and then like 3 maps. And then they added Airship, and then they added like Crewmate roles, and then they added Imposter roles. And it's like really complicated, but I think it's more fun now, if you know how to play it.
Among Us kind of went on a spiral because it became so popular, it kind of like led to its death, like getting the pushing, I think, due to so many kids going on it. It felt the need to, or I'm guessing was pushed towards adding like the quick chat function, which, for a lot of things, which caused a lot of, for a game like this, where communication is most prevalent, was a big, I think, probably a big part of making it worse. And there's a lot of the things that I tried to add with a lot of other mods and stuff had on other games like Duck and such had already done better. No.
No.
I don't think it deserved to die, but I think it's like it's not like the worst thing ever that it died.
I don't think so. I think it was a good way to find people online, and it was just fun to play with your friends that you've known for a while, to just like, play around, mess around. But also there's a part of it where it's like, it's honing your lying skills. There's gotta be something wrong with that, right?
Among Us didn't deserve its death, but, I do think it was kind of really easy to foresee that it would die pretty quickly.
Ultimately, no game deserves to die. Among Us is a work of art made by a talented team of game devs who've poured their souls into this. It's ultimately sick that we could even begin to believe that something deserves to die. I mean, this is why I joined the Force, to prevent any sort of death. It's hard to see Among Us coming back, but its life left a great legacy, something that connected us over one of the loneliest times in our lives, something that filled us with joy as any good game does. Thank you, Among Us. I salute you. Subscribe if you want to.